Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. I am so happy that I finally have collected enough rose perfumes, Middle Eastern rose perfumes, to actually have a proper compilation for you. Now, so many of y'all requested me to do this video because rose is like a very popular note in Middle Eastern fragrances, and trust me, we have plenty of options. But I'm presenting you 9 options, and this is not just rose being an ingredient, this is like rose being the dominant ingredient. So when you smell it, instantly you know it's a rose perfume. So I don't want to like take out like most of these perfumes you see behind me. They all are going to have rose in one way or the other, but the ones I'm giving you today, 9 of them, they are like rose, and they are like quite popular, they're quite potent, they are like worth having in your collection. Now, I am not personally obsessed, let's just call it, with rose, the rose note. It's something I like, but in moderation. So I'm particularly doing this video for you guys. And I have 2 popular rose fragrances from the West, which I would want to compare with the 9 perfumes I have in front of you. One of them is the Maison Francisco de Jean's A la Rose or A la Rosé, and of course your Mancera's Roses Greedy, which is one of the most popular rose fragrances like ever, you know. Roses Vanilla also is like, I think, one, but I don't have that one. But we are going to see which ones are the closest to these as well. So let's start with the first one, and that is like a fairly recent buy for me, and it is the Velvet Rose. Velvet Rose is by Lattafa. It comes in a gorgeous bottle. Do you see that? Do you see how beautiful the bottle is? It's like gorgeous, yeah? It looks so nice on the vanity. I bought it as a set, if you saw my previous video. The Velvet Oud and the Velvet Rose. Now, what kind of rose is this? Of course, it's like, this is like a fresh rose. It's a jammy rose. And let's just call it, this is like an ingredient that is there mostly in all the rose perfumes. Let's just call this the basic of the basic roses, you know? And then you add ingredients to this and create like the other perfumes. So this is literally, it smells like roses, sugar, and some amount of musk, a little bit of amber, a little bit of patchouli, and the interesting ingredient in this is the labdanum, which gives it this feeling that it's not a girly girl perfume. It makes it a bit more like a, not like a mature woman, but like a grown-up woman who is, who knows what she wants in life, and she's probably already achieved most of the things. It's a very confident rose. I personally, like out of all the rose perfumes I have, this is one of my favorites, because this is something you can wear to the office, you can wear it at home, it won't be very offensive. You can also dress it up, you can wear it for girls' day out or something, but like for formal events and stuff, I guess you would not want to wear this. And also like in places where, occupations where like your audience is like a little sensitive, you cannot wear this because it's quite powerful and it might clop you because it's very, very sweet. The labdanum in here is slightly animalic, and it just gives it that little edge. It just doesn't keep it like super basic, but this is probably the most basic out of all the fragrances I have in front of you. This one for me, it's like a good 8 out of 10. Let's just say it's very beautiful. I like it a lot. The more I'm using it, the more I'm enjoying it, and I'm so happy I bought this. This is like feminine. Out of all the rose fragrances I have, this is one of the most feminine ones. You can layer this with other fragrances and you will get like a completely new blend, because as I said, this is like the base ingredient in all the other perfumes, you know, the jammy rose kind of a thing. The projection is like 1 feet and the longevity is 6 hours at least. So that's your Velvet Rose. This is compared to Armani Privé's Rose d'Arabie. Now, I do not know about this perfume. I don't know how it smells like. I haven't smelled it, but I'm going to compare it to A la Rose by MFK, and of course your Roses Greedy by Mancera. Let's compare it to A la Rose first. Okay, A la Rose on paper smells a little different from this one. They're very similar though, But on skin, because I have sprayed a la rose on my skin over here and the Mancera over here. So when I'm smelling it off paper, it's smelling like very similar. But on the skin, the a la rose, it's a little bit indolic. Like it's giving me that more animalic kind of scent. And also I feel like it's a little bit more crude. That not necessarily means I like this over this one. I do prefer the Velvet Rose. Now let me compare the Velvet Rose to Mancera. Okay, Mancera has like some citrus elements, or there's something in it that's like super fresh, and that doesn't exist in Velvet. So I guess like the Velvet Rose is, like I said, like a base ingredient, and these are more evolved, a little bit more potent. They're a little bit more, let's just say Velvet Rose is basic, and the other ones are a little more complicated. You know, like they have like, when you smell it, it's interesting. And by the way, Rosa's Greedy, it's one of the best roses I have. I love it so much. I'm not too fond of the a la Rose by MFK. I'm sure it'll be one of the most unpopular opinions, but like that's just the fact. The next one on my list is Lavender Rose. This is from Haramain, and everybody knows about this perfume. Like the bottle is like very pretty, very modern, and the rose in here is also quite very much like this. It's very modern. Now this one, I feel it's much closer to the Mancera. It's a citrus rose. So although the rose is very dominant, the citrus elements are like coming through. It has some berries as well, but the main ingredient is of course the rose. This is also like a sweet floral, like an amber floral, which is like, it has the base of that resinous amber sweetness, and then you have the rose sweetness. And this is actually a dupe for the a la Rose by MFK, and they're kind of spot on. Guys, by the way, the rose perfumes, they're so similar to each other that when you just smell it like this, the way I'm smelling it, they literally smell the same. Like all of them like are quite close. So I have to pay like a lot of attention to make out the differences. But generally, like they all are super close to each other. Because rose, when it's a dominant scent, the type of rose you use, the damask rose or the Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, they have like a specific quality to them. And you're going to smell that in most of the perfumes, you know. So this is definitely like, yeah, it smells like a la Rose. So Velvet Rose was closer to the Rosa's Greedy. But Lavender, it's more of the a la Rose by MFK. The notes for Haramain Lavender Rose are rose, citrus, red berries, middle notes of rose and jasmine, and the base notes of amber and musk. So of course, like rose is in the top note, rose is in the middle note, and then you have the amber musk at the bottom. So like it's a very like a slightly fruity floral compared to the Velvet Rose. Velvet Rose was like a pure jammy rose. This one has like that little hint of citrus and the fruity aspects of berries, which is why this is like slightly more interesting. Like it's more playful, let's just call it. Like you feel like there's something happening. It's not just like your basic rose. By the way, Velvet Rose and Lavender, if you spray just 1 or 2 sprays, it's not going to be cloying. But any of these perfumes, if you overspray, you'll definitely choke. You're not going to be happy about it, you know. So like chill out, like a little bit. By the way, like you might want to decide, if you're a proper rose lover, you might want to own all of these because they're such slight differences. But if you love rose, you would want to own these. But like for a person like me, I would be happy just with like 3 of them. Like one would be like the pure rose jammy rose, one would be with the oud, one would be with citruses, and maybe like one which I can wear at home, you know, like okay, that's like 4 already. And then if I actually look at my collection, I'll be like, oh no, but I want that one too, you know. So like, yeah, all the rose perfumes are like gorgeous and they're very pretty. It's very romantic, you know, like rose, when you think about it and when you smell it, it just reminds you of something like really romantic. This again for me is an easy 8 out of 10 because like if I'm just like smelling them, they're nice perfumes, you know. But originally I had given this a 7 and now I feel it's like macerated more and now I feel good. Again, super feminine. The projection is like 1.5 to 2 feet. You'll have a bubble, but you will not be projecting throughout the room. The longevity is like 6+ hours, so which is like really good. And you can wear this in any season, but I feel this is more daytime, spring, summer, you know, roses, flowers. The next one on the list, and I'm glad that we are like doing a little bit of a change. Sorry, I have to show it to you first. It's the Shaghaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. Now you all know this is like your basic Middle Eastern perfume with oud, rose, amber, musk, saffron. Now this is like completely different from the other two. This is like elevated, elevated. This, the moment you smell it, you feel like you are expensive, like you are, like your skin is expensive. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but you're somebody who uses very good like quality products on yourself. You live in a very well decorated house. It's very like old money kind of scent. It also has like a very feminine side to it, although this is a unisex. I feel this is like so feminine. The oud in this is like very muted. It's very there in the background to support the rose, but rose is the main star, which is why I've put this perfume in this compilation, because it's a rose dominant perfume. This one I really like. I do not know, like, if you don't own this, you don't own an Arabic perfume, a pure true Arabic perfume. This is one of those. This is like from Swiss Arabian. I think out of all their fragrances, this one and the black one, the same one which is Azrak, that one is, sorry, Aswad. Aswad and Shaghaf Oud are like my favorite, absolute favorites. And this, like, again is like such a gorgeous, like, so you have your jammy rose, but it's a very strong jammy rose. And oud, being an ingredient that lasts like literally forever, it gives the perfume elevation, strength, longevity, like everything is there because of that background wood. Let me tell you the notes for it. The top note is saffron, the middle note is agarwood, which is oud and rose, and the base note is again agarwood, praline and vanilla. So it's a very sweet oud rose. Oh my gosh, this is like for me a 10 out of 10, like 10 out of 10. This perfume cannot disappoint anybody. This perfume, like, you spray 2 sprays and you're good to go. It's one of those perfumes that you don't have to top off during the day. Maybe like 1 spray towards the evening just to like refresh it. But otherwise, like, my gosh, the longevity on this one is like 10 plus hours. Projection is like 4-5 feet. Like, you can smell it. You leave the room, it'll stay in the room, and like, again, it's like see me before you smell me. It's one of those perfumes. So I absolutely love it. It's one of the most stunning rose perfumes ever. Now, rose like done like this is for me worth buying because it's so different. It doesn't smell like the other like basic rose perfumes, like velvet rose and lavender rose. They smell very basic in front of this one. So yeah, I love this perfume so much, and it's made it on this list because this is one of a must-have perfumes. Same goes with the next one, and I think most of you all will agree, like, nothing beats your Amethyst. This is from the Lattafa Bade'e Oud collection. This is your this is your Amethyst. Oh my gosh, like, every time I smell it, like each and every time, it just makes me feel, it takes me away. It takes me somewhere like far away. It's a very 1001 Nights, the Arabian Nights, the book, if you've read it. It's an Arabian princess, dark kohol, like very like glamorous, like in the traditional clothes. But at the same time, it's nighttime. Like I feel like this is like a queen or a princess, like an Arabian royalty chilling out in the desert in her tent. She has like lots of women, not, what are they called? I was going to say concubine. The girls, like her girls, her squad. So like, it's like somebody like that who's very lavish, who's very like, my gosh, it's like her skin and her sweat might be smelling like this, like she's that like, royal and like beautiful. Now this one, it's a very specific occasion wear. Like, you cannot just wear it anywhere you want. I can definitely not wear this and step out and go to like a mall or, go for a driving lesson or something like that. It's very, very, very strong and offensive. It's a very seductive perfume as well. So you need to know where you wear it. It's a excellent, like if you want to make a good first impression on your date, this one like instantly will attract the other person towards you. This is like a very seductive, attractive, also very noir. It like reminds me literally of like the princess or queen wearing like this royal purple along with like gilded gold and everything, gorgeous. And because it's so noir, and it has like these little, if I tell you the notes, you'll understand what I'm saying. The top note is bergamot, pink pepper and blackcurrant. And then your middle notes is like all the roses. So you have Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, you have jasmine as well. And the base notes are amber, agarwood and vanilla. So the pepper note, the blackcurrant, the bergamot adds freshness, but then you have the oud, which is like giving it like that depth, that little bit of smokiness. It's so beautiful. Like, guys, I can't describe. If I could give it like more than 10 out of 10, I would. But like for now, it's a 10 out of 10. This is a unisex, but in my opinion, this would suit a girl more, a woman more. The projection is like 6 feet at least, and the longevity 10 plus hours. Like, this is not going to come off your skin. It's like a very, very long lasting perfume, and I feel it's getting better with age. It's a different feeling. But this scent is not for very young people. This, I feel you need to be at least 25 or more to wear this perfume. It's a serious perfume. It's a grown-up perfume, let's just call it. It's not juvenile. It's not like fresh, jumpy, you know. This is like a mature, sexy, well-known celebrity kind of person, you know. Now the next one is quite different from the other, and I'm happy I have this, although I do not like it too much. Many people told me, I had promised you guys I'm not going to open this before December, but for this video I just had to take it out. It is your Club de Nuit Imperiale, which is supposedly a dupe for Delina and Delina Exclusive, like the love child of Delina and Delina Exclusive. The bottle, of course, it's like this iridescent, beautiful white. It's very gorgeous with the matte gold, very unique. The packaging is like gorgeous of Armaf always, you know. Now this one has macerated, and I can't tell you how close this one and the Emirat Al Arab Private Rose, they're so close. They're super close, and I just feel like they don't smell like Delina. Now this again has that green sharpness of rhubarb, the weird, you know, like if you drink rhubarb tea, how you feel, ugh, you know. sorry to everybody who likes the rhubarb tea, but it's just weird. For me, it's like cringe, you know. But this perfume, I personally don't like it, but I know like there's so many people out there who absolutely love this perfume. On Fragrantica, last time I checked, it was 4.27, which means like people absolutely love this perfume. Top notes for this are lychee, bergamot and nutmeg. Middle notes of Turkish rose, vanilla, musk and peony, and the base notes of vanilla, cashmere, cedar and incense. I feel like it's not incensey, it's more powdery. And I don't know where the powdery thing is coming from. Maybe the type of vanilla they've used, and I don't know. But it smells very, very, very... The lychee is not fresh. Lychee, you know, the fresh lychee is coming up in another perfume, the Mohra Silky Rose. That's like a fresh lychee. This one is like an extract of lychee or something, but it's just so powdery. It's extremely cloying. But this is one of those perfumes that will give me a migraine. Like if I wear it, I will definitely feel like a headachy situation going on. But I know that this is why I wanted to wait till December, because I know it's going to macerate a little bit. And then of course, like 30 minutes, first 30 minutes, you say don't judge a perfume. But like if it's going to make me sick, I cannot wait for 30 minutes. Like I'll just be like super sick, especially if I'm in the car or something. I'm just going to get like car sick with the scent, like being inside, you know, you're trapped in it. As for now, I don't like it much, and I had given it a 4 out of 10, which is super unfair. Let's give it a 6 out of 10, because Delina and Delina Exclusive, they are legendary perfumes for a reason. They are really beautiful. Many people like it. I personally do not like it. That does not mean this is a bad perfume. So for me, this is a 6 out of 10, but I will rejudge it in December as I had promised. But for now, this is like a no-no for me. This is like, please only wear this in winter. Do not wear this in summer heat. It's really terrible. You're going to be unfair to other people. I know it's like do what you like to do, but like it's not like bad being considerate, you know, towards other people. So no, this is like a pure winter. And for me, it's not even a winter daytime. It's a winter night perfume. So I don't know what you're going to do with that information. The projection for this is like 3 feet. If you spray more, it's going to be 6 feet. You're going to spray more, it's going to be like Mars, you know, it's like going out of the world, you know. But yeah, it's like the projection is a lot. Longevity is awesome. It's like you wash it, it won't come off, you know. So it's one of those perfumes, like literally you wash it off, but you know, you'll have that musk remaining on your skin. And that's another reason why I probably don't like this perfume. Now, they have not mentioned rhubarb, but I can smell like some weird green thing going on, which I do not like. So yeah, and this is a very what do you call it, a feminine scent. Like I can't imagine a dude wearing this. So the next one on the list is a perfume I like very much so. It's a Silky Rose. This is a recent purchase, and at home I've been going crazy with this. I've been going crazy with the Velvet Rose and Silky Mohra Silky Rose. Now this is like a fresh, like a very happy perfume. Like you feel, this Marcus's hair again everywhere. You feel like the moment you spray this, it puts me in this mood where I'm just like, you know, it's the, okay, they are polar opposites, like that or like that, I don't know, but like this is like opposite of this. This is light, fresh, not powdery at all, not cloying at all. you feel like it's a floating perfume. Like it's not effervescent, but it's like a floating perfume. It's like a like you feel like atmospheric. Like I don't know what to say, but it just feels like a very pleasant. You're walking in a during spring, but there's like cool breeze, and it's giving you whiffs of like pink roses. You know, let me tell you the notes for this. The top notes are rose, pink pepper, and lychee. The lychee, by the way, is very prominent in the opening, but then it turns towards rose. Why? Because the middle notes are again rose, musk, and lily of the valley, and the base notes are musk, vanilla, and patchouli. Now you feel like the patchouli is there a little bit, like, and it smells like mossy, earthy. It doesn't smell bad. Initially, it was kind of like, because it caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting moss in this. Sorry, not moss, patchouli in this scent. But like it just glues the entire perfume together. If that was not there, the perfume would not be very appealing. You know, it just adds to that roundness of the perfume. So I absolutely like love this perfume. Now for me, this is like a spring summer perfume, daytime. It's a very light, like, and fruity. I can't even call it fruity because it's more floral. And the fruity is like just the lychee, the fresh lychee, you know, or if you open a can of lychee, how it smells, it's like amazing. And it's cold, like you can feel like this is a cold scent. For me, this is like an 8 out of 10. This is a feminine scent. The projection is like 1.5 feet. It's like an intimate scent bubble. And the longevity is like really good. Like 6+ hours for sure, because I know I had sprayed this at night and I'm morning, I could still smell it on me. Like, but it was very, very mild. So 6 hours going nowhere. And it's amazing. This is one of those perfumes, even if you overspray, it'll not do any harm. It's just a very agreeable, a very likable perfume, and you can just grab and go. So if you're like afraid of roses, like an entry point for rose is this Silky rose. And this is also compared to Penhaligon's The Favorite. And on Fragrantica, it's got 4.52, which is like a lot, right? So it's a beautiful fragrance and you definitely need to try it, even if you do not like rose, you know. I'm not very fond of rose, but this is something which this video wouldn't be complete if I did not have literally legendary Infini Rose. Now this perfume, you know, I say this each and every time I review this perfume, and unfortunately, like, not many people will understand what I'm trying to say, but we do have a drink called Roza. It's basically the dark rose syrup that you get normally in Iranian shops or your Indian subcontinent shops, you know, where they sell like rose syrups. And I'm sure you must be, because I know some drinks and everything, they do have like rose syrup. So it literally smells like a drink, which is rose syrup with some lemon and a hint of black pepper in it. It is a gorgeous scent. Like every time I smell it, I feel different towards it. But today it's like really, really making me feel beautiful. It's like a beautiful fragrances. Now this is one of the perfumes that I would like to compare to A La Rose by MFK and the Roses Greedy by Mansera, because this is in that category. Now let's see first the Mohra with A La Rose. No, they're very different. So it's not even close. They're very, very different. And with Roses Greedy, no, the difference is that citrus, because Infini Rose definitely has that citrus in it. So although like the rose is the same in all three of these perfumes, but they are different. They are like, because they have those additional ingredients, they're very, very different. Let me tell you the notes of Infini Rose. So this has got 4.3 on Fragrantica, which is like excellent. This is compared to Initio's Atomic Rose, which I feel Amethyst and Infini Rose, they both do not smell like they're in the same category, in the same DNA. They could be sisters, but they're not dupes. The top notes for this are pink pepper, bergamot, and hedion. Middle notes of Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, and Egyptian jasmine. And the base notes of Madagascar vanilla and amber. Very nice. It's a very beautiful. There's nothing more I can say. It's just very pretty. It's a very pretty like perfume. And again, it's not a girly girl. The Mohra Silky Rose was a girly girl. This one is more of a grown-up woman. For me, this is like spring, summer, daytime. Projection is like better than like the other light roses. It is like, let's say 3 feet, and depending on how much you spray, it might project more. And the longevity is like, again, like 6+ hours. So this is like a really good perfume for me. Again, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 because like I absolutely love some other rose scents, and those are scents that are closer to my heart. So this one is like an 8 out of 10, and it's very feminine. So I would not advise men to wear that, you know. So we have 2 more left. The first one is Lady Roza. Like literally the name itself is Lady Roza. First of all, the bottle. Come on. Matin is like boss. It's like boss when it comes to making bottles. It's so beautiful. This is one of the niche brands in UAE. They're fairly new and this was launched as a dupe for Delina. Now I'm smelling this one and I'm smelling the Club de Nuit Milestone. The Milestone is super powdery, super powdery. The musk in it is like the musk I don't like. This one has matured so well. This one is again, I feel it's slightly closer to Delina. This is like slightly closer to Delina, I feel, because this one, it's not cloying. It doesn't make you feel like that, you know, like on Fragrantica, this has got like 4.77, which is like, it's almost 5, like everybody loves it, you know. The top notes for this are rhubarb, lychee and bergamot, middle notes of rose and peony, and the base notes of cashmere and vetiver and cedar. Literally like Delina, you know. So like if this is not the closest, I don't know what will be, because like the other ones that I've smelled, anything that's close to Delina, I really do not like them. But this Lady Roza is something that like it's that rhubarb thingy, it's not bothering me. Or at least it's not bothering me that much. Like I can ignore it, you know. And now this rose for me, it's a very fall winter rose because it feels like a hug. It feels like a warm hug. The rhubarb, lychee and rose done in this is like perfect in my opinion. It's like blending nicely. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. You know, that rhubarb is not bothering me. The lychee is not like disgustingly sweet. And the rose is such a nice mellow rose. I feel like this fragrance, it's evolving more and more, because initially when I got it, I loved it. But then I went through this phase where I didn't touch this perfume for 2 years, which was like, you know. So now that I'm like revisiting it, like it's macerated much more, the juice has become old and I'm appreciating much more. But I will wear this only in winter, like not even fall. Like for me, this is a winter, and I would wear this on date night, or it has to be something romantic because the theme of this is like very, very romantic. I would probably wear this either on date nights, or I would even wear this to occasions. Like, you know, normally you have these gatherings, or like sometimes I get invites to gala dinners, or like a PR event or something. I wouldn't mind wearing this if it's at night or if it's in open air, because this one in open air will like cast a spell on everybody, whereas if it's indoor it might be a little cloying for people. But I just love this scent. I love it so much. Like I had given this an 8 out of 10, but I'm getting tempted to like increase. Maybe let's say it's 8.5 out of 10 for now. And I can't wait to wear this in winter. Like in Dubai, winter will like truly kick in December and Jan. Those are like the coldest months over here, and that's when I'm gonna wear this. Feminine, like Delina, like that feminine, you know, pink. Think of that color pink. The projection for this is like super strong. It's like 4 feet. Longevity, insane, 8+ hours. It's crazy. Like it'll change quite a bit, but that true essence, like the middle note stays for quite long. So I love this perfume. Now the last but not the least is a perfume I'm not very fond of. It's one of the roses I would wear the least, and I honestly have not touched this in a very long time. This is the Qasamat collection from Rasasi, and this is your Mohraf. Now Mohraf, again, just like Shaghaf Oud, it's a very basic Middle Eastern perfume. On Fragrantica, it's got like actually it's not listed on Fragrantica. On Fragrantica, the bakhur, the thing you burn, you know, the bakhur is listed, but not the original perfume. The top notes are raspberry, lemon and bergamot. Middle notes of rose, geranium, jasmine, white flowers and lily of the valley. And the base notes are agarwood, vanilla, patchouli, amber, musk, gaiac wood and sandalwood. It's like a lot of notes. But the most dominant note in this is rose, followed by all those white florals. Like the white florals are so heavy. So you have rose and geranium, which already smell like the same rosy category, right? And then you have the white florals, which is a lily of the valley, and jasmine, and they say white flowers. I don't know what the hell those white flowers are. But you have your bergamot, lemon, and your raspberry, which adds this little interest to it. Like after smelling all the rose fragrances, I will tell you one thing. I am appreciating this. Because although it has all those notes which are present in like a typical Middle Eastern perfume, this is, yes, it is like the true Middle Eastern perfume. This is like what they started with. Like this is like one of those poshy, like rich people kind of perfume. And like I said, like Shaghaf Oud has a different elevation, which I absolutely love. This one, it's like might not be tolerated by people well. Shaghaf Oud has this modernity about it, and let's just say this one is more classic. And people who do not like Middle Eastern perfumes, this is one of the culprit, because it's so truly Middle Eastern and it brings out the essence of old school perfumes. So it's a little bit more cloying, but for us, occasions like Eid, like a family reunion, or I don't know, like where you have a lot of bakhur done, you wear this and that bakhur and this smells so good together. And it is one of the good perfumes, and I remember giving it a poor score when I first rated it, but like I would give it a 7.5. It's nice to have it in my collection. I'm glad I have it in my collection because yes, it is worth it. It's worth it, but it's just something I cannot reach for very often. Like I might wear this like literally twice a year or thrice a year, which is like saying a lot, right? It's like that occasional. So yes, this is not for everybody. This is not a blind buy. You cannot just be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this and feel good about it. If you're a true oud and rose lover, you're gonna love this. But if you're not, if you get easily clawed, or if you get headaches or migraines, or you have gag reflexes to like strong perfumes, you will hate it. Like you will hate it. So it's a very polarizing sense. So yes, definitely worthy of being in my collection, those things at the back. But will you just love it? No. So like, let's give it a 7 out of 10. So guys, this is it. So thank you for being appreciative. It takes a lot of effort to actually collect perfumes, money-wise. But otherwise, like it's not an effort. Like for me, filming is not an effort unless I'm not feeling well. But like otherwise, filming is a joy for me. Like this, I literally started this as a passion project. I did not even think that people would be interested in what I have to say. But I'm extremely happy, extremely happy. I've not even touched 10K followers yet. I'm fairly new. It's been like a year and a few months like since I started. And I feel I'm doing pretty well. I feel like all the friendships I've forged in the comment section with my followers, with my friends, I think they're very strong. Like there's some of you, like I literally want to talk to you every day, so seriously, thank you so much. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.